My name is Luke, I'm 27 years old, and for as long as I can remember, I've been fighting to build a life rooted in stability, discipline, and self-respect. But when your family thrives on drama, entitlement, and manipulation, being disciplined doesn't earn admiration, it paints a target on your back, and that's exactly how I ended up in the middle of a betrayal so deep it left scars I still carry today. I work in finance. I've spent years building my career brick by brick, putting in late nights, taking extra courses, and sacrificing comfort for progress. I'm not rich, not by a long shot, but I'm careful, responsible, my credit is solid, my savings intact, and my life, while not glamorous, is steady. My family, however, doesn't see me as disciplined, they see me as uptight, rigid, the one who thinks he's better than everyone else. And then there's Eric. Eric is my cousin, 2 years older, and in every way my polar opposite. Where I'm careful, he's reckless. Where I plan, he improvises. Where I save, he spends. He's bounced from failed business venture to failed relationship, always with some grand story about how he's just one break away from becoming a millionaire. Sneakers, crypto, dropshipping, online poker, you name it, he's pitched it, and each time, he's ended in debt. But he never truly faced consequences, because his mother, my Aunt Donna, always bailed him out. Rent short, she paid. Car repossessed, she drove him. Credit danked, she co-signed. And every time she saved him, she looked at me as though expecting me to understand, to contribute, but I couldn't, I wouldn't. For years, I bit my tongue, I let the digs and jokes slide. Luke the banker, they'd say with mocking laughter, as though working hard and paying bills on time was an insult, but all of that boiled over one suffocating night at a family gathering. It was Aunt Donna's birthday, the house smelled of overcooked lasagna and perfume, voices bouncing off the walls in overlapping chatter, cousins lounged on couches, uncles argued about football, and the kitchen buzzed with women arranging desserts. I felt trapped the way I always did at these events, polite smile plastered on, waiting for my chance to escape. That's when Eric cornered me. "Hey, Luke," he said, his words dripping with fake warmth. His breath reeked of beer. He clapped a heavy hand on my shoulder. "I've got an amazing opportunity, man. You're gonna love this." I sighed. "Eric, I'm not interested in another one of your business ideas." No, hear me out." He shoved a crumpled folder at me. Inside were half-finished loan applications, scribbled notes, and a poorly printed spreadsheet of projected returns. His idea? A cryptocurrency-backed sneaker investment fund. "I just need a cosigner," he said. 50 grand. "That's nothing for you, you'll get your money back tenfold." I laughed in disbelief. "Eric, absolutely not. I'm not putting my credit on the line for something like this." His smile faltered. "Man, I thought you were different, thought you had my back. Guess I was wrong, you're just selfish." "I'm being smart," I said firmly, "and no means no." I thought that was the end of it, but Eric wasn't done. Later that night, as people began to leave, I reached for my phone on the counter. Eric grabbed it first, holding it out with a grin. For a moment, I thought he was teasing, but then, in one swift motion, he hurled it against the wall. The screen shattered into shards, glass raining onto the tile. The room went silent. "Relax, it's just a joke," Eric laughed, the sound grating like nails on glass. I stared at the fragments of my phone, rage pounding in my temples. Before I could speak, Aunt Donna rushed in. I thought, just for a second, she would scold him. Instead, she shrugged. "Luke, it's just a phone, don't make a fuss." I clenched my jaw, pocketed the broken pieces, and left. It wasn't about the phone, it was about what it symbolized, my boundaries, my effort, my respect. None of it mattered to them. Eric could destroy what I built, and the family would excuse it. That night, staring at the ruined screen on my nightstand, I made a decision. I wouldn't play their game anymore. Eric had no idea how much I knew, or how far I was willing to go. Eric thought I didn't pay attention, but I did. Over the years, I'd noticed patterns: loans he didn't repay, scams he tried to bury, accounts he bragged about online. He was careless, he left digital trails everywhere, and in finance, digital trails are dangerous. So I started digging, quietly, carefully, late nights with my laptop, combing through public records, cross-referencing addresses, tracing debts. What I found was worse than I expected. Eric had defaulted on not one, not two, but 5 personal loans in the last 3 years. He'd taken out credit cards in his mother's name. He'd even falsified income on an application. Fraud, plain and simple. I didn't rush. I gathered evidence, screenshots, documents, timelines. I built a case, not for the police, not yet, but for myself, for the day I'd need it. That day came faster than I thought. 2 weeks later, Eric showed up at my apartment. He reeked of desperation before he even spoke. "Luke, bro, listen, I need a huge favor. Rent's due, car's about to get towed, and I've got this deal coming through any day now. Can you spot me $2,000? Just a loan. I'll pay you back in a month." I stared at him, calm and cold. "No, Eric, I'm done." His face darkened. "What do you mean, done? We're a family." "Exactly," I said, "and family doesn't smash each other's phones or expect handouts every time they screw up. Find another way." He cursed under his breath, storming out, but I wasn't worried anymore. I held the upper hand, even if he didn't know it. The breaking point came at Easter, another family gathering, another cramped room filled with fake cheer. I almost didn't go, but something in me wanted to see if they'd noticed the distance I'd been keeping. Dinner passed in uneasy silence. Then Eric, drunk again, raised his glass and smirked at me. "Hey, Luke, tell everyone why you won't help your own cousin, Mr. Banker's too good for us, huh?" Laughter rippled around the table. I felt heat rise in my chest, but this time, I didn't swallow it. "Actually," I said, my voice steady, "maybe I should tell everyone why I don't help you." The room hushed. Eric's grin faltered. "You've defaulted on 5 loans, you've taken out credit cards in your mom's name, you've committed fraud, and you had the nerve to ask me to risk my career for you?" I looked around at their stunned faces. "That's why I don't help you, because you don't deserve it." Eric shot to his feet, red-faced. "You're lying." I pulled out my phone, the new one I'd bought after he smashed the last, and laid it on the table. "I've got the proof, every document, every record. If you want me to show everyone, I will." Silence. Even Aunt Donna had no words. Eric stormed out, slamming the door. Nobody defended him. Nobody excused him this time. For once, the weight of truth crushed the room. I left that night lighter than I'd felt in years. I didn't destroy Eric. I didn't need to. He did that himself. All I did was shine a light on the mess he tried to hide. Since then, the family's been quieter around me. No more mocking banker jokes. No more pressure to bail Eric out. Aunt Donna barely looks me in the eye. And Eric, he doesn't speak to me at all. And honestly, that's fine. Because here's what I've learned. Protecting your peace isn't selfish. Setting boundaries isn't cruelty. Sometimes, standing your ground means being the villain in someone else's story, but I'd rather be the villain in theirs than the victim in mine. If you've ever been in a situation where family tested your limits, where loyalty was used as a weapon to drain you, I want you to hear this. You are not wrong for saying no. You are not wrong for protecting yourself. And if this story resonated with you, if you've felt the sting of betrayal, the pressure to sacrifice for people who wouldn't do the same, stick around. I share stories like mine because they're real, because they remind us we're not alone. Drop a comment with your own experience. Let's talk about it. And if you want more, subscribe, because there's more truth to tell.